people that are watching the show can watch it.
All right, bro.
Show and the Tyler, Texas show. No black label this weekend. Black label this weekend.
Damn it, song.
But that's all right. We'll get
Nobody could hear us right off the bat because I was playing with the sound too much.
Why were you playing with the sound? Why were you playing with the sound?
Because, man. Because what I do, I'm a boomer. What do you want?
I thought we set up early. We get together early.
Wait. We were supposed to get together at 6 o'clock, see.
Oh, I'm sorry. 6:13 we got together. 6:13 we got together. We were playing with the sound then, and then we start the show because we're supposed to be good to go on the sound. And what do you do? With the sound.
Boomer it. I boomered it. Boys and girls, we were just talking about how our mother is on the mend, and we're rather glad for that.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely, we're rather glad for that. And apparently Zach Wilde is ill. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, he lost his voice. You know, he's 50. What? I'm 54. He's 54, 55. He sings at a pretty high octave, and yeah. He lost his voice, so he's had to cancel. This comes to 5 shows now that he's had to cancel in the last week and a half till he can get his voice back. So he does all the singing. So
yeah, I hear you.
There's nobody else to sing it. So there you go.
Yep.
No black label this weekend.
That sucks. And as you can see by the label behind Dan's face, that kills him because that's his boy.
Dude,
Zach Wilde. Now, what's the guy's name that you take guitar lessons from that plays in the band?
That's Dario Lorena. He is the rhythm guy for Black Label. He's been there since, I want to say, 2010. And, yeah, he's been there. And he does shout out to Death Grip Academy. That's his online academy, and that's where I go to take guitar lessons. Cool. I went as far as I could go self-taught, so... been working with him for about a year now, and frustrating but fun. So,
I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, let's kick this thing off. Let's take a look at some top of the heap stories here, boys and girls. First one we're talking about.
What does top of the heap mean?
Top of the heap, man. Top of the heap. First one we want to look at tonight is this corrections officer dead after being caught with missing inmate in Indiana. Now, these folks here,
Florida, right?
yeah, she apparently did herself in when they caught her, man.
But they escaped from Florida, right?
No. I don't believe so. Let's see. No. Florence, Alabama. Jail employee Vicky White. It's Alabama, where the prison was.
Makes sense that you could out of prison in Alabama.
But yeah, apparently
Makes
when they caught him, she did herself in. She shot herself in the head or something.
Yeah, they found her in or found them in a cornfield in Indiana. Is that right?
Negative. They found him in a hotel.
Where were they?
Hotel.
We'll say it. Cornfield in Alabama or in Indiana sounds better, so let's go with that.
No, I told you, man. That's where the Field of Dreams is at. You're getting confused, bro.
Indiana, cornfields, and they had a pact that if we get caught, we'll both go together. And she followed through.
That's got to be a movie someday, Knox says. Well, of course it is. It's going to be a movie of the week on Lifetime, don't you know? This great love affair romance between a 6'9" gorilla and a tiny petite prison guard. Yeah. It's a shame. That girl was retiring. That's just, wow. What a shame.
And he didn't follow through with the death pact.
No, he did not. He's all about, he's all about, yeah, okay, take me back. No problem. I had a fun little vacation. Had a fun little vacation, right?
I mean,
what the heck, man?
Too bad. It's too bad. You know, yeah.
All right, boys and girls. Next up, we got, of course, the Ukraine update for this week. My least favorite subject. Ukrainian war. Russia pushed back from Kharkiv.
K-Town.
K-Town, as Danny likes to call it. K-Town. Ukrainians kicking the Russians out of K-Town.
Ruskies, get out of K-Town.
Report from the front line. Ukraine says its forces have recaptured villages from Russian troops north and northeast of Kharkiv, pushing them back towards the border. The continuing offensive could signal a shift in the war's momentum and jeopardize Russia's main advance further south. BBC correspondent Quentin Somerville and cameraman Darren Conway have been with the Ukrainian forces as they advance. And that's what's up in the Ukraine. Ukrainians trying to kick those Ruskies out, man. Yeah. Longer this goes on, the more I don't like it.
Putin, has he gone under the knife yet? Or now there's talks of him having Parkinson's disease and blah, blah, blah.
I've heard that too. Yeah, we talked about that last week, his medical condition. Yeah. Is this his last-ditch effort for immortality, trying to... Because we all know what the guy wants to do. He wants to bring back the Soviet Union in all its glory, don't you know? He's an old KGB guy. They all want that, bro. Mother Russia must come back.
They love to isolate power at the top, you know, and that's going on right here in this country as well. People just don't pay attention, but yeah.
Oh, we're going to talk about that soon. We're going to talk about that soon. No doubt.
Okay.
No doubt. I think I put that under earthquakes. A little documentary came out this week. We're going to talk about that too.
Send the prayers out to the Ukrainian forces and, you know, hang in there. Independence, man. You know, push that dictatorship back if you can, you know.
Yeah,
It'll be a tough road, but hang in there, fellas.
I'm just praying for an end to it, man. That's all I care about.
No doubt.
And there are forces out there trying to bring them both to the table. Which I can't remember. I don't want to talk out of school, but I need to pull up a story for that next week. I think it's Macron's.
Talk out of school, man. That's what this show is all about.
I understand that, but I don't want to give false facts out. Is what I'm saying. I did read something where someone's trying to bring them to the table, though. Okay, so what do we got? Oh yeah, we got one more top of the heap story from locally from Texas, where my brother lives at there. Apparently we have Austin is going to take a stab at universal basic income. Austin approves guaranteed income program, first in Texas. And apparently the program will give 85 families $1,000 per month for a year. City Council on Thursday voted to approve a contract for a nonprofit to manage the funding.
Yeah, there's not going to be a whole lot of oversight on how that money's spent. And I think the idea is to try to, you know, they're targeting people that otherwise would be homeless and out on the street, and they're going to give them this income and see where that goes, see if that'll help them turn their life around. Of course, in fantasy world, that may work that way, but I have a feeling it's not going to turn out that way. And again, who's on the hook for these, utopian dreams and the blah blah blah? That's the taxpayer. So they're going to pay for that, and we'll see what happens. And I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas institutes something like that after this pilot program is underway. Wouldn't be surprised at all.
Not sure, Ronimus. Ronimus is asking if it's taxable. Don't really know. Says here the families who are approved for the 1.18 million program will be able to decide how to spend the money, including spending it on rent or mortgage payments, food, transportation, utilities.
There you go.
I'd have to read deeper into this to see, but I don't really know. You can. I got this story, Ron, off of looks like U.S. News on Microsoft. It's an Associated Press release. I'll put a link when I put this up on YouTube. I'll put a link to it up there just so you can see, man. But anyway, yeah, that's what's going on there. Let's see. People did not spend the COVID money on rent or mortgage either. Oh, wow. Yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
If you don't have skin in the game, if it's not real for you,
yeah,
what do you care?
I hear you. Yeah, it's
like the government.
I'm not a fan.
Raising taxes and all. It's not their money, so they don't care where it goes.
Yeah, I'm not a fan myself. All right, so let's see. What do we got next? We're gonna transfer to Ronimus's favorite section, the Jock Strap. Let's see what's going on in the Jock Strap, right? Yeah. Well, you know what the big story is this week? We can't get this guy out of the news. Tom Brady reported $375 million Fox announcing deal had NFL fans completely stunned. Yeah, apparently he's set up with Fox for 10 years after he retires. So.
To be a color guy?
Huh?
To be their lead color guy?
It's got to be color. He's not going to be play-by-play, I would think. Well, maybe he's that stale on the mic. Maybe they are going to make him a play-by-play guy. I don't know.
Well, no. I mean, usually the athlete is always the color guy.
Yeah, right.
My question is, I want to retire to spend more time with my family. Then if he's going to be a color guy and he's flying all over the place, he's still in the locker room. He's still away from his family. And I'm telling you right now, if he is going to be a color guy, for my money, I mean, I'll listen to him just to see what he's like. But I've heard him do interviews. Tony Romo's got him hands down. He's a much better voice and color guy than that's why I don't who's.
I got a feeling Aikman will be better than he is too. I mean, Aikman's been really good over the years.
But Romo is fun.
The only problem with Aikman, though, he's gone over to the Communist News Network, so,
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be listening to him anymore then. But I'll tell you right now, I enjoy listening to Romo. He makes it fun to listen. He's very intuitive. He knows the game, obviously, but it's his personality, the way he calls the thing. It really compels you to watch it.
We got a story here from Ronimus that I did not know about. One of his beloved Broncos got arrested today. Jerry Jeudy. So
an athlete getting arrested?
Imagine that.
That never happens, does it? Let me guess. Drugs or
I don't know. We can check into it live right here if you want to, man. We can do that.
Check into it. Let's see what obviously it's frame up. Obviously he didn't do it, so living in fantasy world, man. You just think you can do whatever you want. They live in a bubble.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? Oh, yeah, it's right there on the search.
Keep watching football.
There we go. CBS Sports. Broncos, Jerry Jeudy arrested in Colorado, charged with criminal tampering in domestic violence case. Damn,
there it is. The oldest story in the NFL.
Amid his first offseason preparing alongside new quarterback Russell Wilson, star Broncos wide receiver Jerry Jeudy has been sidelined indefinitely due to an off-field issue. On Thursday, the former first-round draft pick was arrested in Colorado on charges of second-degree criminal tampering as part of a domestic violence case. The Arapahoe Sheriff's Office announced. Sheriff Tyler Brown later clarified that the accuser is the mother of Judy's 1-month-old daughter, but that no physical contact was made as part of the incident. Deputies were dispatched, Brown explained, after the woman asked for a keep the peace situation, alleging Judy had her property and could not access it. Okay. Yuck. And Ronimus says, yup, ugh. He can't stand it. That's his boy.
Oldest story in sport right there.
Yeah, I know. They live in a different world, man. They do. We've always known that. Yeah. They do. I mean, and the best indicator of that is, I think I've told you this story, when I saw the year the Giants went to the Super Bowl in 2000 when the Ravens beat them. They did an interview with the starting quarterback, who is one of my favorites ever, Kerry Collins. He was a Saint. Probably the Saints, probably his lowest point because he's an alcoholic, and New Orleans is not the place for an alcoholic to be.
Place. He should have never went down to New Orleans.
So he went, his career went in the toilet, and then all of a sudden he went to the Super Bowl with the Giants. And they did an interview with him after, during the hype for the game, and they asked what was the turnaround. He said, well, I have to give all the credit of that to my wife. And they asked, why is that? And he said, well, she's the first person in my life that ever told me no.
Told me no. Here's reality.
Wow.
This is how we live in the real world.
You know, it's just a totally different world they live in.
Yep.
Just to go ahead and keep things rolling here, if you've been watching the USFL, the Maulers, I love this story because I can't stand Pittsburgh. Their franchise in the USFL is the worst. They haven't won a game in 4 weeks. Did you
look up their roster and see if your guy Johnny Football's on that roster?
If Johnny Football's on that roster. Sure. Let's see.
No, I know you had talked about it a couple of days ago. I didn't know if you had a chance to look it up.
Johnny Manziel.
I know when I saw him, he was wearing, I don't know what color uniforms the Maulers wear, but I think it was a yellow uniform.
Johnny Manziel, he's playing for the Zappers. He's playing for the team Terrell Owens, our next story. Yeah. The fan-controlled football. Yeah. Check it out. He's a little bit off on that one, Daniel. A little bit off.
Hey, good segue, though.
Good segue. Yeah, good segue. Well, one of the guys that he's throwing the ball to, Terrell Owens, has been involved in the first fan-controlled football league trade.
FCF.
Fan-controlled. Apparently, Terrell Owens was involved in a 3-team trade in fan-controlled football. It's a different league. I've never seen it. This is the first I heard of it. Something Danny found on Tuesday. And if the acquisition is accepted, he would be going from the Zappers to the Knights. So apparently, Johnny Manziel just lost one of his biggest targets. Yeah. What a deal, huh?
But apparently, once the
unbelievable.
Trade is submitted, the fans in the league still have control on that. If they have a 70% majority, I think the article says.
Right here it says Fan Control Football noted that while the owners for each of the 3 teams involved the trade have agreed to it, the fans will have the final decision. The league said each team will have to vote to accept the deal. If a 70% majority of the fans reject it, then the trade will fall through.
There you go.
Fan control football, ladies and gentlemen.
I found it interesting, the fan element on that and the interaction with the fans.
Guy looks like he can still play.
Well, the guy was always a freak, right? And he definitely
Oh, he's
always
a
took
physical
care of
freak for
himself.
sure.
So
No
I'm
doubt.
not surprised that the guy could still, play at some level.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
for sure,
It
man.
was never his talent that cost him. It was always
No,
this up here.
no, absolutely. I say that to people all the
Yeah,
time. Yeah, he's a flake between the ears, but you know what?
yeah,
When he stepped between the white lines, that guy gave it all. The friggin' the Eagles Super Bowl, their second Super Bowl loss, when McNabb was their quarterback, that guy should have been the MVP of the game, and he was playing on a bad wheel.
yeah.
I
Broken
mean,
ankle, fractured.
there are very few cases where the losing team has the MVP. I think it's only happened like once. Wasn't it one of the Dallas Super Bowls? Somebody.
We don't talk about Dallas.
Well, I'm just saying, Dan. It's very rare,
I'm just saying.
but that's one of those. I thought they should have given him MVP of the game. Really, because he
Yeah,
showed
he had
out
a
in that
monster
game.
game. He sure did. He had a
Hey,
monster
what's
game.
up there, lunatic? I see you down there in Houston, brother. I'm just saying hi to the chat, Dan. I know you can't see it. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to explain. I know what's going on.
Okay. Well, listen. That's that is really neat. I'd like to see that fan control thing. See how that morphs out, and see if they end up making any money or keep that going. Because that would be neat. Trust me. If fans could decide what was up, my man Ronimus, he would get some Broncos fans together and start making trades, boy. He would make some shit happen. Oh, man. You should see that guy. His favorite part of Madden is the franchise part of it, where you sit there and build a team instead of, actually playing the games. But anyway.
I think it's a unique way to increase fanship, because if they feel like they have stake in it, maybe it cultivates a fan base,
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Pretty cool. Pretty
unique.
All
right. Let's see. I have no interest in that league. Haha. Don't follow it. Yeah, but if you could do it in the NFL, I know you'd be all over it. That's all I'm saying. Right. If you could do it, you do it.
That's why I brought the article. It wasn't about the league.
Yeah.
It's about the concept.
Right. Okay. Let's jump leagues here, and I think we're jumping leagues. Is that? Oh no, we got one more in football. The schedule comes out today. For those of you thirsty for where your teams are going to be playing this year, you should be able to go there now. It's probably been released. Yeah, it has. Well, in about 5 minutes, it's going to get released, guys. So you'll be able to go to NFL.com and see the league schedule here in just a little bit. They're probably covering it on NFL Network too. But it comes out in about 5 minutes, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. So let's switch sports here and switch leagues. Broncos-Rams on Christmas. Wow. All right, the NBA Finals. The tournament is on and popping. We're in the second bracket right now, and our boys are down one game. Looks like they won last night, so they held them off, Dan. They held off the champs. It's 3-2. They got it. They got to win 2 in a row to keep going. But Boston Celtics. If you're wondering, guys, for context, if you don't know this, we are sons of a guy from Boston, so we root for every Boston franchise there is. Even though my favorite football team's the Seahawks and my brother's is the Saints, we both are Patriots fans and always will be. And when it comes to the other sports, we root for the Boston team.
Absolutely.
So the Celtics, they've got to win 2 in a row to keep going. Looks like Philly did in the Heat already. Well, no, they haven't. I'm sorry. I was looking at the seeding.
Everything's 3-2
Looks like Miami's up on Philly 3-2.
Yeah, everything's 3-2 right now.
Everything's 3-2 with Golden
Dallas
State up
on
Memphis, and Phoenix is over Dallas. Oh, man, come on, Mavericks. Give my boy Chris some hope, will you? Come on.
They got smashed the other night.
Doesn't your son root for Mavericks too?
Dallas is like all these other teams down the stretch. They had breaks, and instead of taking it to the hoop, they had 4 guys fanning out to the 3-point line, and Yep, they went cold, and once the 3-point goes cold, they got blown out in the
Did
fourth
they?
quarter. Yeah.
Okay. Well, on to more Boston sports, and this one's not fun. Of course, it's every year though.
This is
The
the
Red
early.
Sox blown saves, faltering offense, have fans panicking in loaded American League East. Yes, as usual, the friggin' Boston Red Sox come stumbling out of the gate.
The early, mid, late season swoon this year
Swoon is
is
on
in
in
the
full
early
effect. Yeah,
early
we
season.
suck. What can we do? But you know
I mean, they
what? They're
got
going to be in it
offense,
by
but
the
they
end of
can't
it.
hold.
They'll make the moves. They'll get up there. And the last
Yeah,
Boston sports check-in. Let's check in on the Stanley Cup. And it looks
yeah, we
like...
took it on the chin the other night.
Did you? Well, you're still in it, though.
We're
Still in
in
it.
it,
Got to
but
win.
whew,
What is it with Boston? We got to win 2 in a row in both sports. What is
Yep.
the deal with that?
Yep.
They're down 3-2. Down
Yeah,
3-2.
They lost 5-1 the other night to the
Carolina.
Hurricanes.
They're still in the first bracket on this one.
Yeah.
My gosh, all of these are 3-2 except the Avalanche swept the Predators, man.
Yeah, they blew the Predators right out of the water.
Yeah.
Wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Wasn't
So
even close.
that's where we're at in the brackets there.
Yeah.
Of course, all of this is available on NHL.com anytime you want to check it out. All right. That's it for the Jock Strap this week. Let's move on to this is going to be my favorite subject this week, the Flix. Let's see what's going on with the Flix this week, guys. Oh yeah. And you know right where I'm going once we get into it, man. You know where I'm going. Oh my God. And Ronimus is going to hate every word I got to say, I guarantee you, because he loves him some Marvel. He really does.
How old is Ronimus?
He is, I want to say, I don't even know that he's 30 yet, Dan. I don't even know that Ronimus is 30 yet. I don't think he is.
Okay.
He's just shy of it, though. I've known him for a while. He might be. He might be by now. I'm not sure. He ain't going to tell us. He ain't going to give his, but he's young. He's younger than us, no doubt. Ron says, tread carefully. Tread carefully.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, let's take a look at the box office receipts for this weekend. Of course, number one, and I was watching one of my boys talk about it earlier this week. So far, without China now, Dan, globally, it's made almost $500 million. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness came in number one. Domestic box office, it made $187 million this weekend.
Oh, you mean the Scarlet Witch movie? Okay.
Yeah, WandaVision, the finale. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not broadcasting your age.
Dr.
Anybody
Strange
wants to
is
read
in
the
the
chat can read
background.
it. But yeah. Yeah, WandaVision, the finale. It made a mint. Definitely put the dampers on the bad guys, which was doing good up to this point. It actually made more than Sonic the Hedgehog has in 3 weeks. And that movie's been doing good. So far, Sonic the Hedgehog, I take that back, in 5 weeks. In 5 weeks, Sonic the Hedgehog has made $169 million. Doctor Strange made almost $20 million more than that in 1 weekend. In 3 days.
Well, I have to say Scarlet Witch was better than the Eternals. It was better than that Seven Rings bullshit. It wasn't a bad movie.
No.
It was definitely a bait and switch. I can tell you that right now. So.
Well.
But.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was, and I'm gonna. I've got this great article from CNET. Every lingering WTF, what the F questions from Doctor Strange 2. But Dan, and if you haven't seen it, alert! You may hear spoilers in the next minute, so you might want to turn your sound down or something. But I'm going to try and stay away from spoilers, but this upset me so bad when I saw it that it made me angry. the entire Illuminati thing just was ignorant. It was obvious that they stuck that into the movie after the success of No Way Home, and I feel like I have more questions than answers after the movie. Haha, taking forever to connect these damn movies. Yeah, well, it's because they're advertisements for Disney Plus now all of a sudden, dude. I'm telling you. If you didn't watch WandaVision, which I know you did, Ron, but a lot of people that go see these movies didn't. And they don't watch Disney Plus.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't.
And I'm sure they walked into this movie going, what the hell? I'm going to be very interested to see what this movie does next weekend, Dan, after this opening weekend. Because I don't think it's going to get repeat views. I think they're going to shoot their wad in the first week. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, for you know, and I know a good friend of mine, Tom Henneberry, he's a big fan of the Doctor Strange. And if you're going there to see him dominate that movie, you're going to be just really disappointed. And I thought you had to have a PhD to be a doctor, but maybe not in Disney World, because that guy was dumb as the stuff. Everything that was epiphany, he had to be told by somebody else. He couldn't get to these conclusions on his own. So I'm like, where does this guy get? You know, in the first Doctor Strange, the guy is obviously brilliant, right? And it comes through in his character. This one here,
he was a supporting character in his own movie, Dan.
The first Avenger is a British. The first Avenger is a Brit. No, that's sacrilege, dude. Straight up. Straight up sacrilege.
Well, that's from the What If series, if you didn't watch that one, Dan.
What if they never did that? How about that?
Well, you know what ticked me off. But I'm going to try not to give much away about it. But, guys, if you're going to see a Doctor Strange movie... Now, the things I did like about this movie is purely because of the director. I love Sam Raimi. I love what he brings, the horror and comedy elements that he brings to everything he does. And, of course, there's the obligatory Bruce Campbell cameo. Remember, Dan, he was the street vendor in the movie with the mustard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did like a lot of the Sam Raimi-isms in it, but it's very obvious that the studio had a big hand in this thing, and it made it a mess. Doctor Strange is a supporting character in his own movie. It's all about Wanda, and it's... Well, I'm not going to give anything away, but it's just disappointing. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It was horrible. But anyway,
well, for me, it was disappointing from the aspect of, you know, you go to see a Doctor Strange movie, and it's really the Scarlet Witch movie. The movie itself was better than, you know, a couple, 2, 3 that Marvel Disney's have put out. It's a better movie. But it's storytelling.
Now Rhonda is saying, and this is another thing. This is why it's making a lot of money. There's a lot of what the fans call normies, like my wife, that have never read a comic book in her life, and she enjoyed the movie. She did. And did your wife like it?
Oh yes.
Yeah. See,
they're not targeting me. They're targeting a different audience. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I got you.
It's like the Moon Knight that piece of crap. I mean, I read the comic books. I'm a big fan of the character.
Mm-hmm.
That show is not about that character. It's not.
Oh, Moon Knight. Yeah, I didn't even put that in our visuals, and it's just Moon Knight was horrible. It was completely horrible.
And if you're a fan of that character and you read those stories, you're looking at that going, this is not what I read. This is not what I was excited about. This is not what I was looking forward to.
Yeah.
You know?
It's silly.
Disney, you know, what are you going to do?
Yep. It's a bait and switch. They're using the main character to show you something that they want to show you, not what you want to see. And the thing that ticked me off the most about Doctor Strange, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about it, for us old school comic book fans, they basically gave us the middle finger. The whole Illuminati scene gave us the middle finger. No doubt about it.
Yep.
There's a character there. I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but there's a character that shows up in this that people have been waiting on, and the actor that plays him is exactly who fans wanted to play him, and he gets punked in a really silly way, and it's horrible. But anyway, enough about Doctor Strange and the multiverse of WandaVision. Let's see. Sticking with our Flix segment.
There you go. There is a good story right there.
Our guy, poor guy, he got his star at the Walk of Fame today, or a couple of days ago. James Hong. Now, if you don't know who this guy is, he's been playing Oriental characters in movies forever. Which one is it? Mulan. He plays. Oh God, who is the guy?
Big Trouble in Little China, right?
He's the guy that's walking around helping her out. I can't remember the guy's name. Anyway, but the thing he's most remembered for, in my eyes, is Big Trouble in Little China. He was the bad guy, you know. But yeah, he gets his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame at 93 years old, man. And this guy's been doing it a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's
Kim and I saw him on, we went back and watched all the old Perry Masons, and he's in those Perry Masons.
He's in the Perry Masons from the black and white days. Wow.
Yes.
That's not surprising.
He's been doing this for a long time.
He's been around a long time. Yeah, he has.
Professional right there.
Yep. And me and Dan first saw him, though, watching football with Dad. Back in the day.
He's a master.
Back in the day.
People how to pour a beer.
He used to teach us how to pour beer. Yeah, he did.
How'd you learn to pour like that?
It was nothing.
Put on side, no good. Put on center, the release combination and aroma. Again! Again! Again!
Pour down center.
Pour down center.
Guy's the best, man. He is.
There's no shortcut to pouring down the center.
No, you must pour down center. Okay, that's just all there is to it. You've got to pour down the center. I'm sorry. It has to be done. Again! That's right, Rhonda. Again! Do it again. Classic. The nut shot's what gets me every time with that stick.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Oh.
There's no short path. There's no shortcut.
There is no short path to the perfect pour.
Not, man.
There is none. Okay. And just to put a final stamp on Marvel and the direction they're going, boys and girls, this path has been laid out in the comic books for a long time. Okay. Danny showed me this story from Bleeding Cool that Marvel is to publish the end of the Spider-Verse, one of the multiverse too many. They're officially going to kill off the Spider-Verse in the comic books. Boys and girls, I got to tell you, if you don't know the state of American comics, Japanese manga comics are beating American comics globally. Dominating American comics in sales.
Not even close.
DC and Marvel have gotten so woke and so silly. I have a pull list. It's dwindled down to just the Amazing Spider-Man now. Okay? Because they are going so bizarre with this stuff that I can't even buy it anymore. It's redonkulous.
I have no pull list when it comes to DC and Marvel anymore.
No, Danny's been into the independent scene for a while. I think the only major label you buy is Valiant, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Danny's way ahead of that. Guy that I know that...
the latest run of Exo is terrible, but up to that point, I really enjoyed the Exo Man of War. And the Shadow Man runs are really good. I dig those as well. Mm-hmm. Great art, great stories, some depth of character. Dig those as well. But
yeah,
Marvel, I mean, if I'm going to buy something from Marvel or DC, it's going to be old classic comics if I can find them. But I am not interested in the new stuff.
I
I'm
hear
just
you.
not.
Yeah, it's silly. So, yeah, guys, I collect my Amazing Spider-Man just to keep track of it, and Danny's was ahead of the curve on this, and so was the guy that works at my comic book shop I went to high school with, Mark. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't read any of it anymore. He's gone
No.
back to reading classic novels. He's so sick
Yeah.
of it, it's ridiculous, you know.
Yeah.
So, but he says just like you do that. Yeah, we need to stick to independence for right now. You know.
Honestly, that's why I fell in love with the Moon Knight character, because the Moon Knight character, if you didn't know that he was part of the Marvel universe, you just wouldn't know it, because it's not like he's interwoven with all the big characters that are in the Marvel universe. He was by himself, and the depth of character with the multiple personalities and the things that he goes through in his own head internally is well, it's really deep, and they really minimalized it and made it made him a joke there in that TV run, which yeah, that's why I didn't care for it. But again, my wife, she dug it. She didn't read the comic,
Oh, girl
but
power,
she dug this. Yeah.
girl power, baby. Yeah,
Introduce the male characters like Hawkeye, bring out the male character, but the end game is to introduce and put the female character out front, and
yeah,
that's what happens.
yeah. They end up side characters. Yeah.
Yep.
Ron is asking when we can expect the first issue of the Privateer independent comic book, and
That's a great question.
she's actually
great
got
question.
me. She's the Mardi Gras. She's the captain of the Barkus and Meow Mardi Gras crew this year, right? And she made her theme. Barkus and Meow goes to GeekCon, something like that, something to that effect. And she wants to cosplay as the Royal Fox and have me done up as the Privateer. And they gave us a booth at GeekCon in August. We're going to be working a booth there at GeekCon for Barkus and Meow for the crew. And I'm doing posters for the first issue, and I'm hoping to have at least a zero issue ready for release in August. And I don't know if you remember this, Dan. They used to put out zero issues when they were going to put out something big. They'd put out like 5 pages, just black and white, no color, just to give you a taste of what it was going to be. Anyway, that's what I'm hoping for. So yeah, that.
Well,
if
don't
you
hope for it, dude. Make it a reality.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it, baby.
There you go. There you go.
Hoping to have a zero issue of the Privateer out at GeekCon in August. So, Ronimus and Lunatic there. I know you guys are interested in it too. Pass it on to Mystic Mom and stuff. That's
Where's that going to be held? In the
Shreveport Convention Center.
Shreveport Convention
Yeah,
Center.
By the way, guys, I know you don't know what we're talking about. It's a local Comic-Con. That's what it is. And they call it GeekCon, so it covers everything, really. My wife always meets somebody from The Walking Dead there, and she's got a shrine to The Walking Dead in this room right here. That's nothing but signatures from those people. So, yeah, that's when we're planning on doing that. As a matter of fact, keep watching this channel on Twitch, because I will be broadcasting the entire work I do on this entire project will be on Twitch, so you guys can see it.
That's what's up. Very cool.
Planning on starting that this weekend, either tomorrow or Saturday, getting started on the posters. I have to get the posters first. I get it. Pop Jose. I love my man Lunatic. He's awesome. But anyway, yeah, I'm hoping to get started on that either tomorrow or Saturday. I got up late today, or I was going to get started on it today. But, yeah, that's coming, guys. So be looking for that. And be looking for it on the channel. If you want to yak with me and chat with me, I'll be drawing starting either tomorrow or Saturday. And it's going to be at least 3 days a week. It's a lot of work. I have to do the posters first. We got to get the booth stuff ready. And I'm hoping to have at least the first 5 or 6 pages done. I'm debating on whether or not I want to do a graphic novel or do it in... I really like the periodical, Dan. I like our 20-page comic book, floppies. And that's what I lean towards. But a lot of people are trying to talk me into doing a graphic novel, which is like 80 pages.
Well, to do a graphic novel, you have to have a depth of material. Your story's got to be pretty lengthy.
Yeah.
So
it's lengthy.
Dude, do what you want to do.
I want to do a periodical and then release some graphic novels later. That's what I want to do. But anyway, okay. Moving on, guys. Hopefully it'll be an earthquake, though, man. Like these earthquakes we finna look at. You know what I'm saying? These things that just shake things up. See what's going on out there. Yeah. The first one we want to look at, I saw this video earlier this week. Do what you want to do. Yeah, my wife's like, do what you want to do. This right here, if you guys didn't see it, this short clip from Rand Paul, this is from Scott Morefield on Twitter. This short clip from Rand Paul is the most important minute and 15 seconds you'll watch this year, maybe this century. If a majority understood this, we could begin to fix what's going horribly wrong with this country. Bravo. I just want you guys to listen to this, and then we'll comment, Dan.
Do we have policies? Do we have guardrails? Do we have standards?
But here's the problem.
Ensure,
we can't even agree. We can't even agree what disinformation is. You can't even agree that it was disinformation, that the Russians fed information to the Steele dossier. If you can't agree to that, how are we ever going to come to an agreement on what is disinformation so you can police it on social media? I think you've got no idea what disinformation is, and I don't think the government's capable of it. Do you know who the greatest propagator of disinformation in the history of the world is? The U.S. government. Are you familiar with McNamara, the Pentagon Papers? Are you familiar with George W. Bush and the weapons of mass destruction? Are you familiar with Iran-Contra? I mean, think of all the debates and disputes we've had over the last 50 years in our country. We work them out by debating them. We don't work them out by the government being the arbiter. I don't want you guardrails. I want you to have nothing to do with speech. You think we can't determine, speech by traffickers is disinformation? You think the American people are so stupid they need you to tell them what the truth is? You can't even admit what the truth is with the Steele dossier. I don't trust government to figure out what the truth is. Government is largely disseminating disinformation.
Amen.
Truer words I don't think I've ever heard.
Amen.
Really. And I hate the fact that the Pauls have they have a tag that they're crazy next to their name, because of some of their past beliefs. But I tell you what, that right there, it says it all, man. It's true. I mean, they've tried to pull the wool over our eyes so many times. I mean, heck, we got into how many years were we in Iraq? Over false information? I mean, and they want to have a ministry of truth? Man, I'm living in a bad science fiction movie.
Yeah,
I really am.
That's right out of 1984 Orwell.
It's all coming true. That guy wrote about it years ago. It's ridiculous, man. It's just it's scary.
It is scary, and you should be scared because Rand Paul, he's representing one side of that aisle. And the guy he's talking to is appointed by another side of that aisle. But guarantee you, when they shut those freaking cameras off, they're all hanging out between the aisle together. They don't live in our world. They pass policies and laws to govern us that they don't have to follow.
Yeah.
And it is the haves and have-nots.
Yeah.
That's why I posed the question the other day. Should it be mandatory for everybody in this country to vote at the local, state, and federal level? We've got to get people involved because there is a small minority group of people in this country now that are dictating policy in the direction of this country because so many people are disenfranchised. They don't think their voice means anything, so they're not voting. Well, I'm just not going to vote. So the smaller the group of people that they can consolidate and bus in and fly in and put them in these strategic locations, they're going to win these elections.
Yeah, and speaking of that, that's a good place to bring this up. Now, guys, to give it context, the guy that's speaking to you right now, my brother, he is a patriotic American. Both of us are ex-military. He does vote, but he's been in a bunker himself. He's just now coming out of it, and this talk show is part of him coming out of it. He's been off the radar, you know, because he's just so sick of what's going on. Now, that's a good transition here, Dan, to take a look at this. I want to let you guys know about it. Apparently, my brother's seen several documentaries by this guy. What's his name, Dan?
I'm only seeing half of your screen, so I can't tell what we're looking at.
2,000 Mules.
Oh, yeah. Dinesh D'Souza, man. I mean, the guy, he comes from a different country. I think it's India. I'm not sure. But the guy is definitely patriotic, and he puts out documentaries, very informative. A lot of them were in the theaters. I started seeing his movies, when I lived in Louisiana in the early 2000s. I saw 2 when I lived out there before I moved to Dallas. And what you see in his documentaries, you're not going to see in the mainstream media.
That's him right there.
I recommend, anybody.
Yeah.
And look, you know, he was putting some things out, and he really caught a lot of heat from the government. I mean, a lot of heat.
Oh, I'm sure he did. After watching this, I'm sure he is getting heat from the government. I'm not going to play any of it, guys. I want you to be aware it's out there, and I would suggest going and watching this. I watched it the other night at work while I was waiting on calls, and extremely eye-opening. It's about the 2020 election. It's about ballot box stuffing, basically, is what it's about. How they found it, and the proof that it was done, and it's a really eye-opening thing. It speaks to what Danny was just talking about, how they're going to do anything they can to stay in power, and this is some of the way they're going to do it. So
I suggest seeing all of his documentaries. They're all very good, very informative, and if you're interested in getting another avenue of knowledge, if you're just paying attention to mainstream media, even One American News, that has a slant. This is just another avenue to try to round out your knowledge base.
Yeah,
but this guy has no axe to grind.
Yeah, any news you're watching has a slant. It's going to have a slant to it. Okay, you've got to filter through that slant and get the facts for yourself. That's
what's so hard for us as Americans, or extrapolate that out to the globe. It's hard for working people that want to make good decisions to find good information, true information. That's where. That's our shortfall, trying to make a good decision on the bullshit that we're fed every day.
Yeah. Let me see. What else do we have here, Dan? Oh, yeah. If you didn't hear this one, I'm sure the guys on the other side of the aisle are blowing up about this. Elon Musk says he'll reverse Trump's suspension from Twitter and called the ban morally wrong and flat out stupid. And if you go to Ben Johnson's, I don't really have I didn't have time to make markers for the different things he said in this interview, guys. But it's about 3.5 minutes long. I suggest you go find Ben Johnson on Twitter and go watch it. Basically, he's saying everybody's coming back. Basically what he's saying.
Well, if you believe
he does say when he's posed the question about January 6th, okay, and how he didn't talk it down enough or something like that, or inflamed it or whatever. Elon did say, "Hey, a suspension, I could understand," and he's stupid. Which one's stupid, Trump or Elon? They're lunatic. Probably both in your eyes, right? But he's saying a suspension would have been good enough, but he shouldn't have been banned. And he thinks that Alex Jones should be back on, and everybody that's been kicked off. Of course, his whole thing is he's for free speech. Now, we'll see if lunatics said both. They're both crazy. Yeah, but. I'm a free speech guy myself. I think Twitter's a much more fun place when all of them are on it. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've ever, because you get into the comments on these things. These threads are hilarious, man. I love it. I think it's just a riot, But Anyway, we got that
that's
one.
The only avenue I use. I use Twitter to still talk to my kids because they're actually on Twitter. They're not on Facebook anymore. So
yeah, neither's mine.
And
I keep up with Amanda on Instagram. That's where I keep track of her. She's on there.
I don't even have an Instagram account. So.
All right, let's see. Oh yeah, and of course, another earthquake we got this week is the Amber Heard trial continues. The Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing continues. They've got a week-long break, and I don't know, man. We'll see what happens, but
I binge watched a lot of that stuff over the weekend. I hadn't watched any of it. She's crazy as just crazy can be. And Johnny Depp, he can't put two words together.
No, he can't.
So between the two of them,
he's done too many drugs in his life, and she is a gold digger. There's no other word for her. She's a gold digger, and
he's lucky. He's very lucky that girl didn't kill him.
No kidding.
No
doubt. When you dig into it, when she was withholding his medication,
she denied him his freaking meds when he was trying to get off opioids, and she cut off his shit in the bed. Come on, man.
Yeah, come on,
that
man.
chick is crazy as hell.
Yes, she is.
Crazy.
We'll see what happens with it. Let's see.
But does he meet the standard of burden of proof? That's going to be the question, because it's so high.
He's got basically, guys. If you don't understand what's going on here, this is a defamation case, and he's trying to prove that she did damage to his career. Basically, he's got to prove that he was kicked off of the projects he was on, specifically, I believe, the Fantastic Beast franchise. I believe that's what it is. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, Dan, because he was fired from that.
They keep bringing up his potential role with his Jack Sparrow role.
Right.
Caribbean of 5 or 6.
But he had a project. He was supposed to go to work on Fantastic Beasts, and Warner cut him from the project because of this.
And they keep citing the $25 million he was supposed to make with his Jack Sparrow role.
Okay,
that's the one that they always lead on, and then they start listing these other things that he still lost.
Yeah. Well,
so
he
got assassinated. That's for sure. His whole persona and everything was assassinated. I mean, but the burden of proof is pretty high.
I do not think that he's. First of all, it's hard to prove this. Secondly, if he gets any judgment to the good, I think the best he can do is get the money back, the $7 million he lost in the divorce. I think if he can get that back, it's a win. I think the main thing he's doing here, I think this is to save his movie career by shining a light on what he was going through with that chick right there.
Sure. And I think he's going to accomplish that.
Yeah, he's already accomplished it. In the court of public opinion, he's won. And I think that's what he really wanted to do.
But y'all, let me tell you what, he's paying a high price tag for that. Money lost, right? And plus the attorney fees he's going to be paying out. Yeah. It's going to be significant.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, well, we have reached time to turn out the lights, baby. It's time to turn out the lights. The party's over. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I always like to put the meme of the week. And the meme of the week for me this week was one with Will Ferrell in it. It says, "I can't believe it's riot season already. I still have my COVID-19 decorations up. What the hell?"
Yeah, just another shiny
More of those shiny objects, man. Shiny objects.
Man.
Yeah.
Keep you distracted while they just chip away at the old Constitution.
Well, we know what the biggest shiny object is going on right now, and that is the Roe versus Wade draft being leaked, and that they might be overturning that. And that's a good segue for Danny's new award he's decided to give out, and that's
Your
the
inaugural
Simple Jack
winner.
Award. He's planning on giving out this award here, the Simple Jack Award. You see Jack
Simple
here?
Jack Award.
He's trying to take care of the butterflies, He's trying to do that.
Trying to do good.
He's trying to do good. He really is.
Mm-hmm.
And really, all you got to do is read the headline here, folks, and you'll see why Whoopi Goldberg is the inaugural
winner of the Simple Jack Award.
Whoopi
So
Goldberg says abortion is between my doctor, myself, and my child.
I'm saying, and I may be going out on a limb on this, but I'm saying 100% of the time that child's going to say, hey, whoa.
What about me?
I mean, if I got skin in this game, I want to live. Don't give me the blender. I want to live.
Yo, man, turn the vacuum off. What?
You know what I mean? So that statement right there. Look, it's a serious topic. I am case by case. Every situation has its own story to tell, and then a decision has to be made. The woman is out front on that decision as well. She should be. She's carrying the child. So it's a serious thing. But that statement right there is just, they need to get a better spokesman for that position.
I believe
she
so.
Be doing that.
I believe so.
Because that statement she makes right there, and she's got a big microphone in front of her. And that's why she is, champion to the inaugural award, the Simple Jack Award, goes to Whoopi Goldberg. Congratulations. And that's all I have to say about that.
Never go full retard.
Never go full retard, damn it.
Never go full retard.
And she did it. She went full retard. Well, boys and girls, that's our show for tonight. We ran a little long this time, but you guys... Lunatic says very big. You guys, thanks for tuning in. Let people know about the show. It gets replayed on YouTube on Sunday afternoons. Please go over there and give it a like and subscribe to the channel over there. The goal is for us to get to, it's probably going to take a year to do. It takes a while to build up a base on YouTube, but the goal is to take this show over to YouTube and do it live there. Keep track of this channel here. I'll be doing all my comic book development right here, starting this weekend, and we'll be here every Thursday night, 6:30. The brothers hacking the Matrix.
Shout out to Mom real quick. Get better, Mom. Get better.
Yeah, Mom, if you're watching, we love you. She's going home tomorrow, so she'll be doing okay, I believe. She got to change her diet, Dan. When you talk to her, ask her if she's at an apple.
People that are watching, if you have nominees for next week's Simple Jack Award,
yes.
Send them on in. Take a look at them.
Let us know. All right, look, guys, you take care. Everybody out there, we love you, and we'll see you next time. Take care now.
Peace.